Welcome back, all my 40k fanatics out there. I'm DJ here with Tim's Nation, and I will be bringing you the Grey Knight list that will be facing my Necrons. This will be piloted by Lane, so I'm going to be very quick here. I am just going to introduce the army, and I'm going to let Lane talk about what he plans on doing and what he sees with this all. But just because I know the list very intimately, I'm going to just explain it real fast, talk about what's in it, and then Lane's going to take over and tell you what he has planned in his strategy going into this matchup. All right, let's shut me up and jump over into the Grey Knights and what the list looks like. All right, here we go. You guys have seen this before, the brutality of the Grey Knights. This list, we're going to start it off with a 10-man squad of Terminators. They will be led by a Grand Master. That Grand Master has the first to the fray enhancement, so these guys are able to deep strike on turn one. A lot of combos, a lot of tricks that I can do with this unit. You know, pick them up, drop within 3 inches, pick them up off the field, rapid ingress back in, drop on turn one, OC3 because they're Terminators. I love these guys. These guys have been great infantry, and that apothecary levy put guys back makes them hyper resilient. All in all, and then side cannons. Can't discount there. They have the side cannons. We got 3 of them in there, 1 on the Grandmaster, and some brutal combat, especially off the Hammerhand. Next up, we have the Purifiers, one of the nastiest anti-infantry units in the entire game. These guys will come with 4 incinerators, as well as all their purifying flame glory. They will be led by Castellan Crow to get that additional shot from the purifying flame, and just bringing Crow, who's an absolute beast by himself. This unit will have some things to go into, especially the Necrons, because as you know, Technomancers are infantry, and they're going to make it so that the Wraiths will then have the infantry keyword for a lot of these different weapons. Next up, we have 5 Dread Knight chassis. First up, we'll talk about the 2 Grandmasters. So 1 Grandmaster has a hammer, 1 Grandmaster has a sword. The Grandmaster with the sword will also have the Sigil of Exigence, so he can teleport away, so I can have him late. Well, not me, Lane can have him late in the game to be able to handle infantry and clean stuff up late on objectives. The other one with the hammer has the, what is it called? Inescapable Wrath. So he gets +1 to advance and charge, which can be very nice out of deep strike, especially since these guys charging into vehicles or monsters can reroll hits, wounds, and damage result going into those combats. So 2 Dread Knights that are Grandmasters, both of which Psi Cannon and Silencer. Speaking of Dread Knights with Psi Cannon and Silencers, we'll go over to the 3 standard Dread Knights. We have 3 standard Dread Knights. These guys will also have Psi Cannon, Silencer, and Hammer. They are able to advance, charge, or advance and still shoot due to their special ability, which makes these guys hyper mobile. Still very vicious for all 5 of these guys on the tank shock because of their high strength characteristic going into most toughnesses. And the 4-up invuln, 2-up, 4-up that these guys tote makes them very resilient. Probably the only soft spot on these is the toughness 8, which allows some weapons of medium strength to be able to wound on 3s going into them. And then last but not least, showcased in this picture of these characters, you see our Grandmaster, Castellan Crow, and the Tech Marine. The Tech Marine was the MVP out of the last game with all of his random extra attacks that he gets in his profile, as well as the fact that he's able to fix and give +1 to hit. He had 1 Dread Knight buddy that was just traveling around with him that he just kept fixing and fighting and shooting, and he had so much heavy lifting to defend my back home field objective by myself. Man, you would have thought he was a Primarch. Well, maybe not that high of a level, but he definitely was doing work. So he's here, and this may be the last time because we'll probably be seeing some points here soon. So this entire list is probably going to change here very, very shortly, especially going into the new data sheets. All right, Lane, what do you plan on doing with this list?
Well, DJ, I'm going to try to tank shock you as many times as I can out of an act of vengeance for the number of times you have tank shocked me with this stupid Grey Knights list. So, really, my plan with this list is just to stay mobile, move around. I'm probably going to try to avoid going after the Wraiths I think the Grey Knight damage output is significant enough that I'll be able to chew through a lot of the vehicles. I think maybe 3 Dread Knights shooting into, a Doomstalker will take it down. Maybe even 2 of them will take care of it, depending on if he makes his 4-up invuln saves. But really, I'm just going to try to move around the table, score secondaries, not destroy as many of his play pieces as possible, pick up Scarabs, pick up characters, pick up the darn Psychomancers, pick up the Doomstalkers, and the Wraiths. I may just kind of try to avoid them as much as possible until, unless they present themselves as the only target, then I might go after them. But I know just their durability is going to make things difficult. Now, I know DJ dropped the Crypto Thralls from the Wraiths, so they're not going to have that extra durability of the Crypto Thralls, but still being toughness 6 with a 4-up Embalm, 3-up armor save, and having that 5-up Feel No Pain is going to be very difficult to chew through with the Grey Knights, even with their decent amount of damage. Now, I might go at the Wraiths if I can get shooting and combat on them, but we'll really see what, how the targets present themselves to me, how the missions look, that sort of thing. But really, that's it. Just trying to play smart with these Grey Knights and get them into position to score. I think we're going to be probably neck and neck on primaries. Those Wraiths are a super strong primary scoring, but I'm just going to try to outscore him on secondaries. And to do that, that means I have to reduce his number of units that he has that can score secondaries with. So that is the plan. Follow me over to the battle report, and let's see if I pull it off.